Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. And we are doing something new for Survivor on Nerdtainment today with a special guest that I get to meet for the first time.
I'm fangirling myself. Hi.
Chantele is
we
here.
Get to do this.
We get to do like a round table, a nerd talk. Let's deep dive into Survivor a little bit. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/nerdtainment. Link in the description.
Please do so, you guys. Yes, let's talk about this Survivor season. We've had a few weeks now, a few episodes. And so we haven't seen a lot of everybody. Some of my ratings here, I was like, maybe.
Yeah, I know.
But we'll do the best we can. Let's talk about their gameplay. Chantele, since I haven't talked to you about Survivor yet, what are your overall feelings? How are you liking this?
I mean, I'm loving that it's been back. There's something about the cameras that they use and like the style of it. It's like it's very familiar. I've seen it every season, every episode of Survivor. So like it feels like home to a certain extent. But Sarah, don't you think that there's too many idols and trinkets and doodads? You're like, nope, I love them. I'm like, there's just too many. I want to see some more gameplay. I want to see a little bit more character building instead of just seeing these snippets or like being prompted by Jeff at Tribal to talk about their story. I mean, they're all very compelling stories, but I wish that it was happening more. I'm learning about these people as they're playing the game, as opposed to it just being kind of dictated and you know, it's just told to us. So, I mean, I'm enjoying it. So this is not taking away from my enjoyment of it, but I wish that we could see a little bit more of the interaction and like why they came to some of these decisions. Like, the shock doesn't really work that well for me when like I don't know what the conversation was going on. And so like, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen. Why? It's kind of how a lot of the, you know, the votes have been coming out. I mean, like, I can see why she would pick them, but like I have to make my own judgments as to why people have been making decisions. So I know it's a new era. So I'm just like, you know, I'm allowing myself to go with the flow with this and the monster and all that stuff. But I just hope that we will just get in a little bit to more of like the traditional Survivor style character building and people strategizing and playing the actual game, not playing trinkets and do that.
Yeah, I just think there's there's so much time dedicated to explaining the rules of all of these different advantages and this and that. And they, you know, they've talked in the past about how valuable real estate is in Survivor in terms of like the length of the show. They took out the previously on, they took out the like intros, you know, where we're meeting all the cast members because every second of the show is packed with stuff going on. There's so much we don't see. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I agree with you. I would like to see more gameplay than like them reading the same scroll 3 times to explain that they've got to sneak out of camp and get on the boat. And then they're going to, you know, it's
for a
lot
tarp.
Of explaining.
Do I even know that they care about a tarp? Like, I don't know that they care. So
they do. They're starving. At least keep them dry.
It hasn't even rained that we've seen. So it's just kind of like, if I knew that all these, you know, these teams are like, oh my God, would I do anything for a tarp? And just like see that like, it's really been affected them. I could be like, oh, this is a really good reward potentially and like risky, like worth the risk of, I mean, of what, you know, it doesn't really matter necessarily because I don't think anybody will be that mad at them for like going and getting a tarp. But yeah, I just would like to see people interacting.
I feel you.
About stuff.
I feel you. I hear you. They should just make 2 episodes a week. I say this.
I can deal with that.
I'd watch it or make it an hour and a half or something, you know?
Yeah, they could use it. That would not be too much.
I definitely always am feeling like I would like to have had more, to see more of these people. You know, we're going to talk about the Blue Tribe, but who? Like, I don't remember what's the name of the Luvu?
Luvu.
Who?
I don't know these people. Yeah.
Who are you? What are you doing
so here? We could still, like, I'd like to see their camp life. Like, I know we saw some secret scenes with Heather. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Learning a little bit about the dynamic there. And we did have a scene this previous week with Nasir and talking, you know, to Sarah about Danny and stuff like that. So there was a little bit there that was going on to see the dynamic. But that was compelling. Can we have more of that? I don't mind it.
Yeah.
So give me half an hour more. I'm in.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's an interesting new era that we've entered here that might be dedicated a bit to the younger crowd.
Well,
Yeah.
have you played through any of the game within the game?
No, I haven't done that yet.
I mean,
forgot.
it's very easy. But
Oh, okay.
basically, you go in. Jeff does like, okay, you made it here. You figured, you solved it, and then he like gives you a 3-letter like word scramble, or 3 or 4 letter. Like, it's very easy word scramble. And then after he kind of says what to look out for the next episode. So if you don't want to kind of be spoiled as to what the theme of the next episode is, I probably wouldn't like play along. So that's just my advice, because it kind of like says like, oh, next episode you're going to see them, I don't know, have to make a choice or something like that. And you're like, oh, now I'm going to be looking for them having to make a choice.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Gotcha. I played it the first week and it was very simple. But I got, I get what they're doing, but then I forgot. I guess it was too simple. I forget.
Yeah, it's basic. It's cute, but it's basic.
Right. Yeah. Well, let's dive into these players.
Let's do it.
Castaways. We're going to go down the list, you guys, and we are going to rank them 1 through 6.
Okay.
Dice. I didn't say that well.
In honor of the new twist that you love so much. All these twists.
Darts.
Oh, no one's ever going to roll that, are they? No, we,
because nobody's going to have a vote. Like, you can't roll it if you don't have a vote. So, the shot in the dark, you get a vote.
Do not take away from me a tribal where one person has a vote. I need it. I want it. It's going to happen. Take away all these people's votes. I want it.
I like that, to be honest. That's hilarious.
Right? Yeah. Let's get real messy with this. Look, the best, we're gamers here, and we talk about game, and we love game, and dice to me represented game. So 6 dice is the best game on the beach. 1 dice. What are you still doing here? Let's go.
Okay. Got it. I got it.
1 dice is no dice. All right.
Yeah.
Let's start with Danny. Good old Danny. Do we know much about Danny? No, we don't. David, what do you know about Danny?
I know that Danny is in the NFL, or was, but is hiding that and saying that he just coaches high school football. He went on that, expedition journey or whatever.
True.
So he knows a couple of people on other tribes. Do you want me to do my score right here, now?
Yes, please do it. Okay. Give it to us.
I'm going to give Danny a 4. I feel like I don't want to rank him too high because I don't know a whole lot, but from the little bits that we've seen on the Luvu tribe, he seems to be like getting information from people. People are coming to him and telling him that other people are targeting him. And, I think that getting to know people on other tribes gives him a little bit of a leg up too. So I think he's doing okay. And he keeps winning. Everybody on Luvu should get a decent score because they keep winning.
Because they're good at comps.
Challenges. Yeah.
Absolutely. Chantele, what are you thinking about Danny?
I'm going to go a little bit higher. For the same reason though, that like they're winning, right? So they haven't had to go to tribal council to really see what the dynamics is of that tribe. But we saw last episode that Sarah came directly to him to let him know what Nasir was saying about him. And I think that shows that at least she has her, what do I call her?
Sarah.
Sarah's gone. Sarah. We lost Sarah. I'm talking to you, Sarah. I'm thinking about the Sarah, but Sydney is who I meant to be speaking about. So Sydney comes and brings this intel directly to Danny. And, the fact that he has somebody that's willing to do that, I think that they're really tight. We haven't seen their relationship necessarily, but I think that she's tight with him. I think that they're probably a 2. And maybe Deshawn is a 3rd with them. Like, that's what I feel like is the core of that tribe. And so with him being in that power position to have she could have kept that to herself easily and use that later on to still use it to maybe get out Nasir, but she didn't have to go and tell him right away. And I think it's because she is loyal to him. So that's why I gave him a little bump up, is that I think that he's quite well protected, even though Nasir is trying to come for him.
What exactly is your bump up? Are you saying a 5? Oh,
5. Nice.
Okay. Well.
What say you, Sarah?
Oh yeah, I'm next. I was about to say the audience. I agreed kind of with David. I think I don't know enough about him except that he's really good at comps. his team is doing well. He's good at comps, but I will talk about Sydney in a little bit, but I have a different perspective on what you were just talking about. And I don't know where he is on his tribe, but because he's so good at comps, and like David said, because he got that extra time off camp, I don't know. That's a bonus, I guess. I'm going to say a 4.
Extra time off camp when? What you mean?
When he went on that expedition thing.
That's Deshawn, though.
Deshawn went on the second one. Danny went on the first one with Xander and...
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Forgot. Yes, because we don't talk to this tribe. I forget about what's going on with them. Yes, you are right. Correcto.
And you guys, I put out a survey out on Twitter and on YouTube earlier today. So we have audience information here as well, their opinion. And the audience average for Danny was a 4 as well.
A high 4?
Okay.
No, it actually was like, I think it was like a 3.8. So it was like, I rounded up.
Low 4. I mean, I feel like the whole blue tribe just should be bumped up just for the fact that they haven't had to seem tribal.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think that he's probably a big reason they are winning immunity comps. Like he's one of the more physical players on that tribe. So I'm kind of changing my mind a little bit, Chantele, but I can't go backwards. I can't go backwards.
No, you can't. So overall, the average here would be a 4 if we're giving him. I'm sorry, Chantele.
That's okay.
Maybe it'll have to
contribute.
Next time. All right, how about Deshawn? Chantele, you want to start us on Deshawn?
Well, then now I'm like nervous. Well, no, I went, okay, so I feel like we need to have a bit of range, right? So, because like I could pretty much rank this entire blue tribe as like a 3 or a 4 just because we haven't seen them. They're doing well, but we can't really tell how well. But I want to give full range here. And I felt like someone deserved to be playing what I would say would be the best from this tribe. And so I'm giving him actually a 6. I do feel that he gained he's played the best on this tribe so far, right?
How? Tell me.
Okay, so I think
I don't disagree.
He got a lot of information from Evie when he went on that trip.
True.
And I think that is super important. The fact that regardless of whether or not we think that was good for her to do or give so much, she felt compelled to do that with him. If she felt sketched out or didn't think that it would be valuable, she wouldn't have been doing that. So something that he exudes allows people to trust him and give him information. And I think that that's really valuable. The fact that the tribe, they didn't even question him going. I was like, you shouldn't want to like go so eagerly. I thought that it might have been a bad move, but they're like, of course, go, no problem. Like they seem to let him do what he wants to do without seeming to want to scheme with, about him. And even Deshawn thinks that Danny is a more important person to get out than Deshawn. And I think Deshawn is way more dangerous than Danny. And so the fact that he's able to hide even in plain sight with Deshawn, I think he's playing a really good game because I think he's obviously very physical. They've been doing very well on that tribe, and he's one of the contributors for that. And people trust him and they don't think that he's a threat. So I think that that's a powerful position to be in. And out of the tribe, I definitely felt I needed to give him the top spot.
Yeah.
Well, that is very nice of you. And I agreed with everything that you're saying. I just was not as generous with my number. I gave him a 5 because, like we've said, we haven't seen a ton of what he's done, but he's obviously good at comps. He's winning with his tribe. And that time with Evie, he handled really, really well. And we can compare that to a different group that went off of the beach and I feel like handled it horribly. And Evie made the most of it, but I think he responded right. And he, the way that he talked to her made her feel like, yes, you can. And yes, I will absolutely be loyal to you if we are ever on the same beach. Like, that's a great idea. So I feel good about him. I'm giving him a 5.
Solid.
Yes, I am going to give him a 5 as well. And the only reason I'm not giving him a 6 is because I haven't seen him go to tribal yet and see that strategy. Like, it probably is there, but like you say, Chantele, we're just like not seeing enough of the Luvu camp really to like make, sort of robust judgments on these people. I do think Deshawn is playing the best game on his tribe. I agree with you there, but I just like am not sure. we've seen on the other tribes who's manipulating the vote, who's controlling who. And here we're kind of guessing. So I'm going to stick to a 5. But I loved that, trip with Evie where he got all that information. That's really great. He just seems super likable. And also with the edit, we got that kind of like random super in-depth background package on him. I'm like, okay, if they're giving us all this information
and
on
he
this
didn't
guy
go
who's
home.
not even gonna go to tribal,
Right.
then he must be someone we need to pay attention to. So I think he's gonna be solid for sure.
I do love those little extra packages that we've been getting, and maybe it's because they're going to spend so much time telling us how to do a twist instead of character development. But hey, at least we get packages. I don't know. All right. Well, the audience was not as generous as we were. They gave him a 4.
Whoa.
I think that's low.
That's low.
I mean, I think my 6 is high. Absolutely. Like I am, as I said, I bumped everybody up on this tribe just because they are winning. But I think 4 is a little bit too low for him. I think he's kind of playing a very good game from what we can see so far. So I don't think I think it's better than Danny's playing right now. So
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna average out, and he's gonna get a 5. So that's pretty
my
decent.
6 helped that 4 make it a 5.
That's right.
I'm good with the 5. Like I am good.
Right?
Yeah.
See, now you had to do that. You had to cancel out that 4. All right. Well, then I will start the next one with Erica. Who the heck is Erica? And I
literally am struggling to know.
Is she even playing the game?
She's from Toronto.
Right.
Oh, wonderful. That's right. She is. But correct me if I'm wrong, but sure, she's on the winning team. So she gets a little bit of points for that. But she has sat out most of those comps. So I can't really give her she's strong in the challenges.
Okay.
I can't give her that credit. And we have not seen her talking to people. I do not even know where she lies in the dynamics of her tribe. So I'm going to just sit here in the middle here and give her a 3.
Okay.
David, what do you think?
I'm going to give her a 4.
Ooh, nice.
I think she's one who's just under the radar. And I think, she's maybe going to float under the radar for a while. She's probably going to make it to merge. And then I think we're going to really see Erica come out, because I remember all the preseason stuff. She was like, my outdoor skill is being friendly. She was I think kind of playing up this, I am not an outdoorsy kind of person at all. But I think there's more there. I'm not really trusting all of that, playing dumb stuff,
Okay.
But I don't think she's a target. Even though from the little we've seen of the Luvu camp, there are targets on that tribe, and I don't think she's one of them. And so I think she's just playing a good, I'm friends with everybody game, and nobody needs to pay attention to me and vote me out. Just little old me. So I'm giving her a 4.
Okay. All right, Chantele.
And I'm agreeing with David because the bump up, because they've been winning the whole time. And if at least once, but I feel like it could have even been twice, she was the puzzle in the end. And so she's been able to be in that position to put those puzzles together under the pressure and the stress of it all, come from behind at least once, and to be able to win these challenges. So I think that she's good at the puzzle person point, which not a lot of people will want to step up and take that role. And so I think that she is actually a very valuable member of this tribe. And when they were sitting things out was when it was super physical, when they can just use their physical people to get them the win. And so I don't think it's because they don't trust her ability. They're just well, we might as well just throw these big guys in that are going to be able to do this really quickly with a lot of ease. And she's small. She says she's 5 feet tall, or maybe even less than. And so, even that ropes that they had to go across, she might have had a little bit of trouble with that, maybe, you know what I mean? So I just think that, she's not being set out because they don't trust her ability. I think it's just because they would rather use some other people that might be better in those positions. Right. And then when she has performed, she performed well and snags that win for them. So I'm giving her a 4. We don't know where she sits fully in the tribe, so that's why I can't go any higher than that. I don't know if, say Nasir or Danny has an idol, like, is she the person that's going to be the other vote? Like, I don't know where she kind of sits that way, so can't go any higher. But I think she deserves a 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah, did we convince you?
No, you did not. And nor did you convince the audience. I don't know. Maybe you convinced the audience now, but they gave her a 3.
Well, a 3.5 is a
3.5 rounds up. That's a 4.
Yeah, rounds up. So she's a 4. We're going to average her out here at a 4, you guys. So she's very thankful to you for that. The chat seems to be like, who's Erica? But also she was good at puzzles. So yeah, save her for puzzles, you guys.
Okay, there you go.
All right, Evie is next. Who started Erica? I did. So David, start us with Evie.
Evie, I'm giving a 6. She is by far the strongest person on that tribe. She's one who, it's like a rare gift to be able to like be in that power position, and no one seems to be threatened by the fact that you're in that power position. People are begging for Evie to come back. For like, you remember when Lyanna was like, I need Evie back. Like, I can't deal with Tiffany. And everyone just wants to talk to Evie and tell her everything. Xander's wrapped around her little finger. She is running the show on that tribe, and just such a strong social game. She just has such a warm presence. And I think that more than, I don't know that she definitely is necessarily like lacking in physical ability, but definitely probably not as like strong as some of the guys. But the social game, I think, more than makes up for that. So I'm giving her a 6.
All right. Chantele, what happened?
You're convincing me here, David, because I was only sitting her at a 5.
Okay.
Now, I was giving her a 5 because I do feel she made some mistakes. So I do think that she gave too much information to Deshawn, and they didn't follow through with what she had said that they were going to be doing, and that was going to be to take out Xander. And so the fact that she didn't get her way in that situation, she allowed Tiffany, I mean, it could be strategy that she didn't want Tiffany to like go off her rocker or whatever, but I think that she didn't have as much control with that vote as a 6 player would have.
Fair.
And so that's why I couldn't really give her the full 6, because I think that was, I don't know if it was great for her to give all that information to Deshawn, because he might be like, well, she'll give me all this information, but what would she say about me to other people? So it might make me a little bit wary of her. Maybe not, but maybe. And so I just think that she shared a little bit too much, and then she didn't have control of that tribal. But I like, she's one of like my top picks. Absolutely. I think she's playing obviously one of the best games in this season, because she's had to go to tribal. She's had to make some moves and make some decisions so far. So I want to see her to go super far. I just don't know if she's a 6 yet, just because of those mistakes there.
You know, not to derail, but regarding that vote, I do agree with you that like the smart move probably would have been to say like
Tiffany.
Yeah,
Tiffany's
you got to go.
Not
like,
trustworthy. I mean,
can't control you. Obviously, you're dictating this vote, but I could flip this vote on you and get you out, and then I'm left with 3 people on my tribe who still all listen to me. So I'm curious what you think, Chantele. Why do you think she kept Tiffany and booted Voce?
I think that she wanted to keep the women strong. I think that she didn't want to turn on the women. I think that that was the objective. And Lyanna, like the 3 of them, we want to stay solid together. And I think that it might have caused a more distrust with Lyanna if just as soon as Tiffany states that she has like an other opinion, okay, like we don't like her opinion, we're going to turn on her and get her out. She might have lost Lyanna's trust there, and then still not necessarily have the favor of the 2 men, because like maybe if she was the weakest link, they would just be willing to get rid of her. So I think to keep those numbers strong, I think it was the better decision to go with Tiffany, but I think that she should have had her vote. Like she should have gotten out Xander, because that's what she actually wanted to happen, and same with Lyanna. So yeah,
fair point.
I disagree. I am giving her a 6 because I think she got out. Wait, who did she get out instead of Xander?
Voce. David Voce.
Okay, right. I think she purposely flipped from Xander to Voce because she has Xander in her pocket. I think that when Evie left camp, they fell apart. They could not function. They could not figure out who to vote for. She was obviously the central of this group. And with Tiffany, I mean, I agree with you that Tiffany is who they should have voted out. Like, hello. But I think with Tiffany stirring the pot and Evie trying to manage everything, I feel like she took into consideration, well, why don't I just not piss off Xander? I've got him in my pocket. I'll get rid of OJ. Everyone's happy. Fine. So that was my interpretation. Again, we don't have all those details because they don't show us everything.
Yeah.
So we can only just take it the way that we're taking it. So that's why I am giving her a 6. But
also didn't like that she shared Xander's information with the 2 women. I know that she's trying to gain some trust. I get that. But also, I just don't know if she might just share too much information, and it might be a pattern. We've seen her do this twice now, that she's just sharing a little bit too much information. And so that's also, she just shares a bit too much, that I can't give her the 6 because I feel like it's a little bit messy, which we like as a viewer and as a fan. Yeah. But I could see these situations coming back to haunt her at some point, or new ones that spring up that aren't favorable for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see, because I do like her phrasing of like other people's information. Sure. You know, like,
yeah.
I mean, obviously loose lips sink ships. Like, yes, information is power, all those cliches. But so, yeah, I do want to see, like, is it going to ruin her game, or is this genius? I'm not really sure yet, but I'm calling it genius for now. But the audience says a 5. They agree a 5. But that averages out to a 6. So we'll see.
I mean, I'm happy with her getting a 6. Like, I do think she's playing the game. But, you know, you heard my reasons. But I can see all your sides as well.
Yeah, no, as soon as we see more of these people, we're going to be like, what were we
thinking? Totally.
Okay, how about Genie for you, Chantele? Exactly.
I feel bad because I was hoping that she'd be a little more interesting. The draft that I did on my channel, we didn't even draft her. And so I'm giving Genie a 1. The vote didn't go her way at all. She looks angry about it, and so like that's also not that's not the best way to play, being, you know, having your partner voted out, because then it just makes it easier for them to just be like, well, let's just get rid of her. She's mad. She's not kind of come around. I don't know if she's going to come around or not, so obviously I can't fully judge, but you know, she's kind of putting everything all in with Brad and Shan wasn't really with them at all, it seems. So she doesn't seem to have a handle on the game. She doesn't really know what her place is. She's not really playing at all. Obviously, we'll see next week if things shake out a little bit differently and she has to start talking to people because like her number 1 is gone. But she's not doing anything but sit out.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with everything you're saying, and I probably should have. I gave her a 2. I think I was just being nice, but you're right. I probably should have given her a 1.
2 for?
I don't know.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Like, she is not in a good spot.
She has like a shot of winning this game. Right now, I don't see a shot at her winning this game.
No, you're right. I mean, unless. Okay, I'll give you a shot. The only shot is because she now has a no one. She is in the worst spot ever. That could she possibly slide under the radar as not a target right now? That is the only slight thing I can give her. I love that she kicked the bench after they lost. She's not. She has no game.
I like that she was there when Brad found the idol, and they talked through like, oh yeah, Xander said that line. Like, okay, she recognized the line, so maybe that's worthy of a 2.
Well, wait till you get the audience score, Chantele.
Oh.
Okay.
Right.
How about David?
Well, I'm giving her a 1.
All right.
She is absolutely the next to go on that tribe, I think, unless
100%.
Shan flips and is like, I can't control Ricard. He's got to go. But like,
No.
I think Ricard, Shan, and JD are solid. Genie is going to go if they go to tribal again. Any information Genie did have with all the Brad advantages is now gone. She is an island. She's got nobody. She's not really contributing to winning, challenges in any significant way. So I agree with Chantele. It's a 1.
Yeah. Well, the audience gave her a 3.
What?
This is crazy.
Well,
they're really nice.
3 for her and 3 for Erica as well. Like like Erica and Genie are on the same level.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I feel like we don't know them, and the audience just said, "Okay, then a 3." I don't know.
3 is average. Maybe they're thinking we're going to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It clearly said, unless
I know.
a lot of people don't read, so it's very possible.
But 3 is like very high. Like,
Yeah.
3,
It's a 1 or a 2. It's
Yeah.
3 means you're doing something right, and I haven't seen her. Other maybe she's effective around camp, but I don't even think that her having a good worth ethic is going to keep her in the game longer. So it's like not even useful. They're just like, we can deal without firewood. Bye.
It's okay. Yeah, we don't need like our clam flavored with lemon. It's all good. You can go.
Fine. Merge is coming. Bye. Sorry.
Well,
I mean, Genie, I'm sure you're a lovely person.
Yeah,
Yes.
no. I had high hopes for her, but
she had a great package the very first episode.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we got that because we're not going to see much more of her.
Well, is she even in any of the secret scenes? I haven't done any snooping, but no.
I haven't seen her in any. Well, that was very nice of the audience to bump her up to a 2.
Very nice.
Really, really, really polite people out there. Okay, who's after Genie? Heather. Is this on me? This is on me. So Heather. You know what? You had to watch a secret scene to give her any
true.
points. So she does get a 4 from me because
I love it.
I feel like
I was like 4, and you're arguing with me about a 5 for Danny, and you give Danny a 4 and Heather a 4.
I did. I put Danny and Heather. Yes,
He's literally out every challenge. Like actually.
Yeah.
Did you see her make up a dream to get a target on somebody's back?
She didn't need to make up the dream because it just makes Sydney have a target on her. Like, I mean, I like that. I thought it was fun. I definitely was like, oh my God, that's so fun. I love that she's doing something. She's thinking about the game, but I don't think it was necessarily smart. And I don't think it was worthy.
Well, that was my little bit of giving her strategy. Because again, we don't know a lot about her. But I was like, okay, she's at least showing a little bit of thought towards game or strategy. So the best I can do is give her a 4. I felt like I'm obviously not going to give her a 6, but I didn't want to give her too low. So anyway, I'm sticking with my 4.
Okay. Well, I don't think she's. I mean, Chantele called her a bench warmer. She is. She's not helping them win immunity challenges. We haven't seen, we got to base it off of what we've seen, and we haven't seen a lot, right? So she may be a much better player than I'm giving her credit for, but she is going to get a 2 from me.
Whoa!
And really the only reason it's not a 1 is because of that secret scene where it's like, okay, she's thinking outside the box a little bit here and trying to think of like fun new ways to put targets on people. Other than that, I haven't seen anything from Heather to like say she's playing a great game,
Yeah.
And the secret scene wasn't on the show. So it's kind of like the live feeders, like, you can't like be like, well, you don't know what's going on in the game. Like it's separate. So from what we've been shown of her, she's done absolutely nothing in this game. Like nothing. The one I'll give her from what we've seen, she was, I think, included when Sydney told the group about Nasir. I do think that she was part of that beach sit. So she's not being excluded in any sort of way from that information. So I do think that's positive that even though she had this dream, Sydney is not keeping her out of the loop in that regard. So I'm with David here, and I'm giving her a 2, and that was generous. Like, that was taken in extra information from the secret scene with me giving her, okay, let me give her some strategy that she hasn't really shown that she has. And yeah, I'll give her a 2. I'm not score shaming you, Sarah. I'm just teasing.
This is why we have a panel. This is why we have multiple
diversity of opinions
to talk about it. Absolutely. Well, okay, you gave a 2. David gave a 2. The audience gave her a 3.
So she's at a 3 then, right?
Yep, she is going to take a 3.
Wow.
Average out here. But I'm gonna throw your words back in your face, Chantele. You said winning team,
but she's not helping them win.
My bump is like from a 1.
Oh boy, poor Heather. All right, how about JD, David?
Oh, poor JD.
What are we ranking JD?
Oy, this one's tough.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta say, well, I'm gonna just give him a 2.
Okay.
I've thought about giving him a 3, but I'm giving him a 2. He's there to play. It's fun to watch him, right? Like he's entertaining, and he has gotten advantages, which is great. And he's out there looking for the idol, and he's building fire, and he's excited that he knows how to build a fire. But then it's just like every time he does something great, he does something bad to take him like 2 steps back, right? Like it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back on everything with him. Credit to him for being in with Shan, because that's the reason he's still in the game. But it's just not, I love the guy because he's such a super fan, and he did a Reem impression, and forever respect to JD for that. But gotta give him a 2.
Okay. All right. Chantele?
I'm like you, David. I wanted to give him a 3. The super fan in me wants to give the super fan a higher score. But having that parchment coming out of his underwear after using the latrine is just such a bad game move that I can only give him a 2 for the number 2. Like, I guess, it's just bad. It's just bad.
Yeah.
I love him though. Like, I love how enthusiastic he is. I love that he's seen so many episodes. I love hearing about his story, about how he was bullied, but like watching Survivor, he got to like live vicariously through his favorites. I think that's amazing.
That's great.
But like the jump shots that he wasn't making with the sandbags of the challenge, like you can't get a 3 for that. Like,
No.
As you said, David, so many mistakes. He's so lovable, but I just think that if Shan didn't feel that she could maybe work with JD a little bit better, and I think that because Brad had Genie a little, like he had that, I think that that's why she went and kept JD. I don't think it was by anything, because like if it was me, I'd be like, thanks for letting me hold your idol, JD, or whatever your advantage. Thanks, I'll hold that and I'll vote you out. I'm sorry,
100%
Survivor. So the fact that like he even just gave that to her, that would be like reason alone to be voted out. And so that gameplay, in my opinion, he's fun, he's playing, he wants to be there. I love it, but he might have to learn how to play a little bit better, because I don't know if he'll last that long being so all over the place.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you guys.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. You guys are 6. I don't know what you're talking about. No, I mean, I think, the very first episode, I was like, okay, yeah, he's got potential. All right, he's here to play. He's watched a lot of episodes. And then he's a horrible liar. He has accidentally shown advantages. He gave his advantage to Shan. Like, he's just making mistake after mistake after mistake. So even though I feel like he is trying, and I want to give him credit for trying, which is why he's not a 1. But he is just making a lot of mistakes, unfortunately.
I mean, why is Brad so mad at him? Like, whatever happened at the end of that tribal, like, I would have liked to have seen that, just to like, because like, why hasn't he fixed that relationship with Brad or whatnot? And so
I know.
Yeah, like, I would have liked to see more of that and some more footage. But that's also a really bad game move that he didn't fix his relationship with Brad. Brad was coming for him. If Shan decided that she wanted him to go, he would have been gone.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely.
Well, again, true to this audience, they are very kind, and he gets a 3 from them.
Was 3 the lowest audience score that they gave anybody?
Yeah, I think so.
No,
audience?
They gave some 2s.
Wow.
Yet? No, not yet.
Actually, you know what? 3 might be the lowest.
Like
they gave.
They're very nice, that audience. Nicer than we are.
That audience is really, really nice. But it doesn't help him. He's going to average out at a 2.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that's where it should be.
Lyanna.
Right. Am I starting on this one?
Yes. Maybe. I don't remember.
Lyanna. I'll give her a 4. I think she's buddied up with the right person, with Evie. I think she definitely has potential to like maybe break away from Evie and make some big moves on her own. We saw that like passion of her, like, I came here to make big moves. Like, why didn't I get out Xander kind of a thing, you know? So I think there's definitely fire there, but I feel like her game right now is defined by Evie's game. So I think she's doing well because Evie is doing really well. So I'm going to give her a little bit lower than Evie and give her a 4.
Okay, Chantele.
I'm with you here as well, David. Because okay, so I see potential in her, and I'm hoping like, you know, she had some tears. She had a little bit of like, I wish I got my way. We should have gotten out the better player. And then she missed seeing the beware advantage by the fire. She's like, I was just there. I think that this might be some scares that might kick her into gear and make her be like, oh my God, I'm on Survivor. I need to start playing Survivor and not crying about it. So I'm not sure yet if that's what's going to happen going down the road. And so that's why I can't give her really higher than a 4, but I think she's definitely in a good position. I think she has those women working with her right now. And I think that she has the opportunity to get her footing into the game. And so that's better than just like the 3, which would be average. I think she's a little bit higher than 3. She's a 4 in a good spot and has a lot of potential in this game. So 4.
Yeah.
I agree. 4, she does have great relationships. People do like her. I think she's got a great social game, but she seems like she's really in her head. Like she's putting the pressure on herself, maybe unnecessarily or just a little too much.
Young, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like she's got a lot of Capricorn or something. Like she's just really weighing a lot on her shoulders and missing out on advantages and things like that. So it's like, you got to shake that stuff off, and hopefully she does. I want to see a change in her, but if she continues down this, like, in her head too much, then I'm worried about her.
Has Mama Bev found any astrology signs for any of these players? I haven't found any yet.
She and I have not talked about it. She does not watch Survivor, so I'd have to like force her to look for it. But we'll see if we can figure that out. It's nice that they're out on the internet, so we can probably find it. But the audience is going to do a 4 as well, so she is a 4.
Okay,
4 across the board.
We finally agree.
Everyone agrees. All right, Chantele, Nasir is up. How do you feel about Nasir?
Oh boy, yeah, I feel ya. I'm glad I'm not starting on this one.
Nasir. Okay, the first episode, I was like, oh boy, this guy, he's not going to make it very far. If they go to tribal, he'll be out first person off the island. And then their tribe won, but I was worried about him because he goes and immediately outs Danny and Deshawn for like, you know, looking for an idol when they were doing that first challenge. So I thought that was a terrible move. You definitely do not know these people. You don't know who's on your side. You haven't made friends with them yet. So that's just information that you keep to yourself, and maybe talk to those two guys separately and maybe build something with them. So that was like the first blunder. And then this blunder even with Sydney. And then after to be like, oh, she's playing two sides, a double side. I'm like, well, then why are you telling her information?
Yeah.
And so
right.
As much as I think he's an asset to camp, and I think that allowed him to stay a little bit longer in the game, or like not be the first person that they vote out last week or 2 weeks ago, now he's next person out on their tribe. Like, no matter what, I don't think that anybody is going to be fighting for him to stay. So because he's on the winningest tribe right now, he gets a bump up.
Okay.
To a 2. It's a 2. Well, I actually agree with you. I think he's a 2 as well. I think that, I think he's adorable in the little bits that we've seen. I loved his, I'm going to help at camp because this is how I'm used to living. I mean, he seems like he might have some potential, but he's definitely on the outs. I mean, I hate when we get that shot of the one person sitting off while the rest of the tribe basically is off together. I think he's gaming too hard. I think he is doing too much.
But not doing the social part of it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I mean, he might have tried and people just are like, no, I don't, but it's just not working. Whatever he's trying is not working. So I have to agree too.
Yeah. I'm also a 2. Didn't want to give anybody on this tribal 1 since we haven't even seen him go to tribal, and that counts for something. But yeah, he's just, I think it really is like the social game is lacking. He's just not connecting with people, because I think that this strategy stuff, like, we're all saying he's playing too hard, and he is, but I think it's only falling on deaf ears because he hasn't been able to make meaningful connections with people. Like, if Evie were playing that hard, it would probably get through to people and it'd work, because there's something about her that people trust and they want to listen to her, but people don't want to listen to Nasir. And, it's a bummer, of course, but yeah, I'm going to have to stick with a 2 for him.
Yeah, not in a good spot. Well, our very kind audience gave him a 3.
But it won't matter.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't help him in this situation. He is going to average out at a 2. Yeah. All right. Ricard. Oh, man, I'm starting this one. Please don't yell at me.
Oh, my gosh. I'm nervous.
Ricard gets
my God.
Look. What we saw in the last episode is Shan going, I think we should get out JD. And all Ricard had to do was go, no. I think that even though we are not seeing a ton of Ricard, I'm calling him the godfather of that tribe. Apparently his way is the way that you go. So he is getting a 6.
Wow. I can't wait to see you give Tiffany a 6, because
Okay. Shut your mouth, David. Shut your mouth.
I will give Ricard, I'll give him a 5.
Okay.
Because of that, I see your point there. But he's just, he's not to me, he's not the best player on that tribe. Only one person's getting a 6 on that tribe from me.
Okay.
And I think that, like, that was maybe a 1 vote thing for Shan to let Ricard have his way. And I think if he keeps like digging in his heels, she's going to be like, you're out of here, buddy. Because I think she wants to keep people around that she can control. And that's why she's been keeping JD around. She stole his vote. So Ricard gets a 5 from me, because he is playing a super solid game. He and Shan are neck and neck for me on that tribe.
Okay. All right. Chantele.
Do it.
Am I allowed to strategically score so that he doesn't get a high?
You know what? You are. But you don't know what the audience gave him. But
so I'm gonna give Ricard a 4. I was hovering between a 4 and a 5, but I need to bring down
you
that
need to
6.
balance.
I just can't have that 6 be a thing. So I'm giving him a 4. So I do think I agree with you. Like, he definitely was the reason why Brad was the vote. I do think, if he was like JD, 100%, like that's the way that Shan would have gone. So yes, I do think he had huge influence there.
Mm-hmm.
And Shan is his number one. So he has chosen a really great person to have as his number one that is working with him. She is the most influential, I'd say, on that tribe. What she ultimately says goes. And so the fact that he is aligned with her, and it seems like she is most loyal to him on that tribe, I think that definitely stands for something. The fact, though, that, he wasn't necessarily liked by Brad, not necessarily liked by JD, not necessarily liked by Genie.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to be that likable. And I didn't personally like him as much as I thought I was going to the first couple of episodes. So I think that counts for something, because I usually love like great game players and people are making good, social moves. And he hasn't been doing something to make me really like him as a player. And so that's why I just don't want to rank him that high. I'm just not enjoying his gameplay so much. So he gets a 4.
I respect all of those points and that score.
Well, the audience gave him a 4.
Wow. Nice.
So he is going to average out at a 5.
Okay.
Which I think is solid. I'm
fine with him having a 5.
Yeah.
But if I'd said 5, he would have been a 6, I think. Now it's like, that's a little bit much.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Shan is up. David.
Is it me? Well, I'm giving her a 6. You saw that coming. Yes, she had that little, definitely did not get her way with the Brad vote. But I don't think that it was like necessarily a bad move for her to get out Brad. She's still very much in control of that tribe. I think that, the tribe is in a similar position in terms of like their ability to win challenges with Brad gone instead of JD. Like, I don't think it, changed the dynamic. Like on Yasa, on the other hand, I think that keeping Tiffany around affected their ability to win, immunity challenges. So I don't think it was necessarily a bad move for her to go along with Ricard. I think she was like, it's fine. We don't need to have a fight about this just yet. So she's just, she's got that Evie X factor about her where everybody just wants to tell her everything. She seems to be everybody's number one on that tribe except for Genie, and Genie's going next. So she is just super well positioned. And I just love everything
Genie's
about her really so far.
Doesn't she have a 3? I feel like she should win the game. No, just kidding.
Okay, Chantele, how do you feel about Shan?
Well, I mean, it's my namesake.
Yeah.
She's from Toronto, and she's playing a fun game that I'm enjoying watching. And so I'm going to give her a 6 as well. I talk about like the likability as an audience member. Like she's playing how I would probably want to play, or I want to be playing with somebody. And that definitely counts for something in my book of liking their gameplay. It's fun for me, and it makes me like them, makes me want to rank them high. So she gets a 6. I think that what she says goes on that tribe. I think that she may have chosen to get rid of Brad also because she'll know that, hey, it's going to be, put back into the wild. Maybe I can go and find that idol now. Maybe Brad told her where it was. Maybe she knows what it looks like now. And so maybe she's like, you know what? Let's get Brad out. I can go find that idol that nobody knows that I know that he had that. And I can have some safety for myself here in this game if I choose to open it up or whatnot. So it could have been more strategic why she sent Brad out that we didn't hear about. Which is why I want to see more of the character building within the tribes. But I just think that she's in a really good position. I think that everybody likes her. Like, she's not on anybody's radar at all. And I would think that with everybody coming to her for information, even that first tribal, when they're all like talking and they're talking to her and they're like, what are you going to do? I'm staying with you. I'm staying with you. Like, it's very clear to me that she is the point person in that tribe. And the fact that she's misted everybody, that they still just allow her to dictate these votes. I think she's in a perfect position right now. So 6 from me. She's doing great.
Yep.
I absolutely agree. I mean, she's in such a beautiful place. If almost everyone on your tribe says you're their number one, you're doing something right. That is so impressive. And her mist to make JD give her his advantage for a reason of like he had the right point. You don't give out information. He is correct in this scenario, but she handled that so beautifully that he was like groveling and apologizing to her. Like that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yes. So absolutely she gets a 6, but weirdly the audience gave her a 5. Doesn't matter. She's going to average out to a 6.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
we could say that she gets a 5 because she made like a little bit of a mistake. Because now, you know, Genie's going to be mad at her because like she thought that she was on their side, but it doesn't matter when Genie's out next and she hasn't done enough work to be able to make any inroads to get Shan out. So it's not going to really affect her that much, especially if they go to tribal and she goes out of the game. If they get to emerge and Genie's still mad, yes, it might affect their game. But I just don't know if it's going to matter.
Yeah, Genie has very little power. And I just feel like Shan can go any which way right now because they all think she's their number one. So keep whoever you want.
It's a good spot.
Sydney. Is that you, Chantele, or you,
Sydney?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, probably. Oh, my gosh. I think I'm going to give... Oh, this is hard. I'm gonna give Sydney a 4.
Whoa, we're gonna fight. Okay.
Now she hasn't been playing great, but Nasir did share that information with her. She didn't necessarily use it how I would have used it with like, okay, let me keep something good with Nasir that he trusts me. Let me build a relationship with him and maybe just tell Danny about this and build my relationship with Danny. So that's maybe how I would have played it, but she was still able to get some information. And I thought that she had a good read when she went to, I don't know, Mission Island. I don't know what is it called? Temple Island.
It was a shack
island. I don't know. But when they went to that resort across the lake to make the prisoner's dilemma. Sorry?
Yeah. I think it's a shack. It's
a shack. Okay. When they went to the shack to do that prisoner's dilemma, I do think she had a pretty good read on the people that were there. She wanted Brad to get the vote. She did not want Tiffany to get the vote. So she was able to, in my opinion, assess that situation quite well, knew that she didn't want to risk it because she saw that Tiffany was kind of playing a little bit sketchy. And so I thought that she definitely had, she's showing to be a little bit smart. And as I've said for the players that I rated really high, I'm enjoying watching her. I'm like, what is she going to do? Even if she messes up a little bit, I do want to see her longevity in the game. I do want to see how she interacts and goes further. I don't think that anything that she's done so far, other than, be Heather's nemesis in her dream, other than that, she doesn't shown to do too many things super badly. So I just kind of feel that she might be able to figure out how to play this game a little bit better. And she has her, I feel like, a number 1, number 2 position thing with Danny, which I think is a good person to be aligned with. So I think she's in a pretty good position in her tribe, better than Erica, better than Heather. And so they got 3. So can't she get a 4? I think so.
Okay.
Okay. So a lot of that stuff though is not, we don't know for sure. So because I was thinking that she doesn't actually have this great partnership with anyone on her tribe. But again, I could be wrong. You could be wrong. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to read what's actually happening on that tribe. I'm giving her a 2. I think she's really bad. She loose lips, sink ships. When you sit with just a group, in a social setting, and you just spill, oh my God, he was talking about you. That's not strategic. That's what it looked like to me, that she just had everyone's attention and just started bad talking about someone. It didn't seem to me like she was using it strategically. Again, I'm just trying to read between the lines here. I'm not really sure. And then when she went to the shack, I felt like she was on the defensive the whole time. First off, she didn't read Beware before you open this package, and then was
but she wanted to keep it away from somebody. So I like that instinct that she's I see this, I don't want this person
absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, hopefully she would have still opened it anyway, but the way she phrased that, I wasn't sure. Like maybe she didn't want to go on this. I don't know. I just didn't feel like she handled or made the most of talking to people on a different tribe. I don't know. I don't feel like she's being strategic, but again, I'm just reading between the lines. So I don't know. I gave her a 2.
Well, I'm splitting the difference and I'm going to give her a 3.
Okay.
And it's mostly because I'm considering how I'm ranking the other tribe members. I gave Danny a 4. I think she's doing a little worse than Danny. I gave Nasir a 2. I think she's better positioned than Nasir. So happy medium there is a 3. I do think she is doing some things well, but definitely like not great in other ways. Like the game that she's playing, I think is going to catch up to her and bite her in the butt. But like physically, I think she's super capable. I think she like overcame Xander and like the swimming, poor leg of one of the immunity challenges, which shows that she's like physically fit, and doing well there. But yeah, I would say middle of the road game for her right now for me.
Yeah. Well, the audience also gave her a 3, so she is going to average out at a 3. Yeah.
3.
Okay. All right.
2.
Yeah, I stand by it. I stand by that one. You can't guilt me on that one. Nope. All right. Tiffany. I'm going to start us out on Tiffany, guys.
Yes, please do.
Please.
I'm going to also give her a 2.
Okay.
She is way too paranoid. She's not in a bad position because these girls are protecting her.
Yeah.
But I and also, you know what? I appreciate that she did that shot and landed a coconut.
Yep.
JD couldn't land a coconut. She landed a coconut. So, for that reason, I'm giving her a 2.
Okay. That she landed that shot.
Well, because she landed that shot. Yeah, that's it.
And etc. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I am also going to give her a 2. I'm tempted to give her a 1, but I think that the protection that she's getting from Evie and Lyanna, that counts for something. She's aligned with the right people. She found an advantage and then, didn't do anything with it or protected her vote. I guess, I can argue that she dictated the way one of the votes was going to go. So she deserves a little bit. She's doing a little bit more than I think a 1. But the edit has not been super kind to her. I actually really do like her as a character.
Yes,
I think she's super engaging and fun in the confessional interviews.
Yeah.
And I want her to stick around for that reason. But like, she's just not doing well in those challenges whatsoever. And, you always comment, Sarah, like getting rid of your weakest players doesn't necessarily make your tribe stronger. And I agree with that philosophy, but I do think that if they had cut Tiffany, they may have been able to avoid a tribal. So
if they had gotten rid of Tiffany, right.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's a 2 for me.
Okay. All right. Chantele.
I don't think my vote is going to matter, but I was hovering between a 2 and a 3, actually.
Oh, okay.
For pretty much the same reasons that you guys have already displayed. The fact that she was able to get her own way, that tribal, I think it shows that, she knows the position that she's in and that they needed her to make whatever move they wanted to make. And so she was able to sway that. And so she is capable of swaying things. Now, I don't think it was best for her game to fight that hard, to look that paranoid, to not trust in her alliance, not trust in the information that she's received from Evie. So I think that could be a little bit detrimental. So I can understand why the 2 could be a thing. But I do feel that she might jump around and do what's best for her game. And if they get to emerge, she's not necessarily loyal, but she's loyal to herself. And so I feel like that whole self-preservation of her might allow her to do really well, even if she's on the chopping block at some point. Like, I do think that she has this desire to persevere that she might be able to stick around for a while. So giving her a 2+, so a 3.
Yeah. Well, are you giving her a 3? Because your number does matter.
Oh, ooh.
Wow.
So do you want to give her a 3?
Oh. Well, I wrote down a 3.
All right.
Yep,
I
there you
wrote
go.
down a 3, and I was being convinced by you guys about a 2.
To go lower. Well, the audience went 3. So if you give her a 3, she's going to average out at a 3 here.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Jeez Louise.
I think you gave her a 3.
I gave her a 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Respect.
Well,
respect.
There are definite people.
And
in the
she's not
chat.
going out next. She's not
Right.
going out next.
True.
So
True.
the fact
You know
that
what? Does she get points for possibly being carried as a goat?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
if
bump
she
her up to a
gets to
3?
the merge, she gets to the end. You know that. She is like the perfect person to get to the end once they get to a merge. So she went, I mean, we don't know when they're going to merge, but what they're at, how many they're at now? 14?
I think they're at 12 right now.
14.
No, 14. And then I think
So
we're waiting till probably 12-ish for them to
maybe
merge,
12
right?
or 11, which is kind of small, but it could even be next week. I don't think it's next week or this week.
No.
Yeah.
But like, so
Moves
maybe it's
soon.
going to be 11 or so.
Yeah.
She might be able to stick around to get to the merge, and then she's invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like she could get
That's
to the
fair.
end. So she gets a 3. I'm sticking with my 3.
Yeah.
All right. Well, she averages out at a 3, and we got out of order, so I'm going to jump to you, Chantele. You get to end us out here on Xander.
He's another one that's a little bit hard, and
Yeah.
I'm hovering between a 2 and a 3 for Xander because wait, you guys gonna go higher? Oh my god!
I'm going higher. I am.
Okay, I'll
I'm
stick with a
going
3
higher.
then. But like, oh my gosh! Okay,
No,
so
I
here's
love it
why-
when there's big gaps in scores. I love that.
So funny. The reason why is that I think that he's been really successful in saying that silly butterflies or our loved ones saying hello. The way that he was able to figure out a way to say it so it didn't sound completely ridiculous. I thought that was smart gameplay. He's had a very calm, cool, and collected. He's very helpful to their tribe. Like I think that he was a big part of them winning this time, and they didn't have to go back to tribal. So I think that he's been useful there. He's kind of in the sense of like how JD is like really excited to be there. I do feel that from him, and I respect and appreciate that. But I don't even know if he knows how close he was to being kicked off that tribe. So I don't think that he has a really good perspective of the game and what his actual position is within the game. And I don't, other than Evie, I don't know who else he's talking to, or is he building any bonds or relationships or bridges? Like it's just, I feel like he's just kind of there with no vote. Like he has no vote. Like he can really give somebody a high score with no vote. He has no vote. So he's middle of the road for me right now, with the potential of doing a lot better if relying on, I guess, the green truck, no, not green, well, green and blue now to find the Beware idol to maybe have some power in the game. And he does have that extra vote that doesn't matter because he doesn't have a vote. So he has kind of potential hovering in like the no man's land. And so maybe if some of these things get activated, I can give him a higher score. But right now, he's a 3. He's okay. I like him.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that he's in a tough spot, but that's not really because of him. I think he's got great potential. He's good at comps. I think he is trying to play. I'm giving him a 4 because I think he's above average player.
But he's out next.
Possibly, or possibly not. Like, I don't put it past him that he's not next out. So that's what I mean. Obviously, we can't give him a 6. Like, he's not in the best position, but I think that he as a player is better than average. So that's why I'm giving him a 4.
Okay.
David?
I think that he is like made for this game in so many ways. But I think he's a little too like, I'm on Survivor, wow, and like go volunteering for everything. First to volunteer to do that waterlogging challenge, first to volunteer to go on the expedition off the island. It's like he's asking to be taken away from his tribe and not be involved in conversations. And these advantages that he's winning are really just disadvantages right now, especially the idol. He's stuck with no vote until the merge, and unless that third idol is found. And now, in fact, Brad's idol needs to be refound. So I think that he's so strong. He's like obviously physically the strongest on that tribe, but he is just at the mercy of everybody else there right now. So I'm going to give him a 3.
Okay, you give him a 3. All right. Well, if you give him a 3, the audience did give him a 4. So he is going to round up to a 4 there.
Yeah.
A 2 for Xander? Oh my gosh.
Just so he wouldn't get a 4. I don't know if he's a 4. I mean, I hear what you're saying though. He is a teeny bit better than average, but his eagerness for the game, I think, is making him be an average player. Like an average player has a vote. Right? Like they do. It's like if you're average and you're not doing anything in the game, you have a vote.
Well, I mean, but how much can we blame him for that? Like,
he opened
it said beware.
Would you really have not opened that, Chantele?
Well, Sydney said that she might not.
I know, but Chantele.
I may have found like my biggest confidant and talked it through with that person and maybe be like, do you want to do it?
Look at you pushing it off on somebody else.
I might just want to know what the information is and not have the blood on my hands.
I wonder if do you think someone could have found that and just kept it and hid it and not opened it and just so that nobody else was able to find it?
I mean, I would absolutely do that if I decided not to open it.
Right.
Although it did say you have to put it back, but I don't know. Do you really?
Oh,
it did. When they were reading it, it was like, if you're not going to use this, you put it back.
But if you never opened it, you don't know that.
No, but that's what it said on the front.
Oh,
like,
it did.
Beware.
Got it.
If you open this, you have to use it. If you're not going to use it, put it back.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if they were like really going to make you put it back, but there's no way I would have not opened that. I'd be sitting there stewing and so mad that I didn't vote. But
you're right. Like, you can't resist.
I can't resist. I'm there to game. I'm there to play. Like, I don't know.
But I think that these all these advantages is why Xander is considered to be a bad player, is because I think they're doing him a disservice for sure.
All right. Well, that is it, you guys. Let's see. Nobody really ended too high. Let's see who our highest are. Oh, Shan did end with a 6.
Nice.
And Evie ended with a 6.
I'm happy with that. Those are my 2 top players.
Those are my 2 top players for sure. Yeah.
So that's our leaderboard right
Who's
there.
Who's the lowest?
Our lowest is a 2 for JD.
Deserved.
Ouch. Heather didn't get a 2.
Nasir and JD
both have deserved 2. Okay, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, I feel
Heather
that.
3.
Barely got up to a 3.
Okay, got it.
She rounded up to a 3. Yep.
When you gave her a 6, right?
Yeah.
No, stop it. All right. Well, you guys in the chat, thank you so much for joining us live. We really appreciate you hanging out with us and sending in your ratings as well.
Yes, thank you. And if you're joining us later, be sure to leave a comment and tell us about that Sarah ranking. Just tell us
how about you guys just give us your ratings?
Yeah, okay, there we go.
It's 1 through 6 because it's dice. Give us 1 through 6 dice. Tell us that instead of roasting our choices. How about that?
I'm sorry, I'm vocal.
No,
I love it.
Yes, that's why you will always be coming back because we need it. I don't need your answers to be the same as mine.
Oh, me neither.
But I will stand by mine. Yeah, exactly. We're all defending ours. Chantele, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Super fun. No, I mean, of course, I always say yes. But it's definitely fun talking to both of you, getting to meet David for the first time.
Yes, I'm so happy.
This was a great introduction, a great way with the first time we're talking about Survivor together. So loved every second of it. And I'll say yes anytime you want.
Yes.
Thank you for that. Is there anything you want to plug? What are you recapping right now?
What am I doing right now? Actually, I'm like pretty easy breezy, doing a little bit of Survivor on Thursdays at about 7 p.m. Eastern, doing the challenge after the episode on Wednesday. And then on Reality Pop, I'm doing the challenge again with the new group of people. So I think that's it. And then next week after that, The Bachelorette starts. So then I'll be doing something about that. But
nice.
So I'm just free. It's free time to say yes to any guest spot. So yes, I say yes.
Good.
All right. Well, David and I will definitely be back this Wednesday after Survivor's episode, and we'll be recapping this week. So, as always, make sure you're subscribed to Nerdtainment and Reality Realness. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.